chocolate cake. It's also known as mousse cake. It's so easy to make and its taste, I don't know how to explain to you all. And it's super easy to make. For making this cake, we don't need all-purpose flour, eggs, or even oven. This cake is completely making with the help of freezer. And now let's get started to the video. Ingredients to make our exotic ice cream cake or mousse cake. The main ingredient is our Oreo. Then we need salted butter. I'm using the salted butter. Salted butter is more tasty than the unsalted butter. If you use the salted butter, we can have a saltiness in the base of the cake. Then we need vanilla essence. Then we need two compounds, that is milk compound and dark compound. Then we need whipping cream and we need cream cheese. We have skipped to the mixer grinder. Now let's put it. Now let's grind it. I have grinded it finely. Now let's add the butter. The butter should be in room temperature and I am using 100 grams of butter. Now let's put it. Now let's grind it again finely. Mixture is ready. Now let's pour this mixture to our mold. I'm using an openable mold. Openable mold is more preferable for this cake. Now let's add the mixture. Poured the mixture completely to the mold and I perfectly leveled it. Now let's keep it in the freezer for 30 minutes. Look, can you see that? I have leveled it nicely. Now let's keep it in the freezer. On to the second step. Second step is to take a saucepan and boil the water for 5 minutes. Now let's add our dark compound mixture. And I have chopped the dark compound. It's 100 grams of dark compound and let's melt it using a double boiling method. It's melted nicely and this is the consistency of the melted dark compound. Now let's add 1/4 teaspoon of melted butter and let's mix it. And now let's switch off the flame and keep it aside for resting. Third step is to add our cream cheese to the bowl. Now let's add it. The things which you take should be in room temperature or else you will not get a nice mousse cake. Now let's beat it for 2 minutes. Now I have beat it nicely. Now let's add our dark compound melted. And you should ensure that it's not hot. Now let's beat it. This mixture is ready. I have beat it for 5 minutes. Now let's take another bowl and add our whipping cream. I had used 1.5 cup of whipping cream. Now let's beat it using the same blades. Until stiff peaks are formed, we should beat it. Are formed. Now let's add our cheesy batter and let's fold it. Now let's add some vanilla essence. Now let's mix it again. Now let's add some more cheesy mixture. Let's add a leftover mixture. Mixture is ready. Now let's pour it to the mold which we kept earlier in the freezer for 30 minutes. Now let's pour it. I have poured the mixture to a mold. Now let's level it using a palette knife. Leveled it perfectly. Now let's keep it in the freezer for 1 hour. I have taken it from the fridge and it's totally set. Now let's add our prepared white milk compound, which is melted using the double boiling method, and I have added a little bit of butter. Now let's pour the mixture to our mold. Poured and it's set. Now let's garnish it with some silver pearls and some choco chips. This step is completely optional, and now let's sprinkle some. Now let's sprinkle some. Everything is finished. Now it's time for the set. Now let's set it for at least 6 hours. 6 hours, our cake is ready. Now let's demold it. As soon as you demold it, you should keep it in your freezer, or else it will be melting and your cake will be fully spoiled. Now let's cut and taste it. Now let's taste it. Super and tasty cake. Can you see the layers? It's so tasty and nothing to say about this cake. It's so melty and it's so chewy inside and super delicious mouth-watering dish which you all can try in your home without an oven. Electric beater. You can make this cake with an whisk and a food processor. If you like this video, give a big thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give a big dislike. And if you did not subscribe my channel, please subscribe. We see you next video. Stay home, stay safe.